Marcus Jefferson was a man who most people never noticed. He wore worn-out work boots, navy blue overalls with his name stitched in cursive thread, and always carried a mop in one hand and a tired smile in the other. For 15 years, Marcus worked as the janitor at Crest Hill Martial Arts Academy, sweeping mats, scrubbing locker rooms, and making sure the mirrors in the training halls sparkled. Every student saw him. Few ever looked twice. To them, he was just the janitor. But Marcus saw them all. The beginners trying to land their first punch. The kids who cried in frustration after failing to break a board. The ambitious young athletes chasing black belts and glory. He watched quietly from the edges, his broom gliding across the floor while his eyes took in every kick, block, and pivot. He admired their discipline. Sometimes, just sometimes, when no one was watching, he'd mimic their moves. Quick jabs, subtle footwork, a perfect roundhouse that would have turned heads, had anyone seen. But no one did. Until the day Kai Freeman showed up. Kai was 23, tall, handsome, and already a third-degree black belt. He was the Academy's rising star, national tournaments, sponsorships, a growing social media following. His videos got millions of views, flashy spin kicks, grueling training sessions, motivational speeches. He had a swagger that came not just from skill, but from knowing the world was watching. Kai liked attention. And challenges. So when someone offhandedly mentioned that the janitor moved like a fighter, Kai's interest was piqued. "You mean the old guy?" he laughed, tying his belt tighter. "Yeah," another student said. "I think he used to fight or something. The way he moves when he thinks no one's watching, it's not random." Kai grinned. "Maybe I should ask him to spar." The idea was met with laughter. A few students encouraged it, not because they expected a real match, but because it sounded like good fun. That afternoon, while Marcus mopped the side mats near the main hall, Kai walked up to him, gloves slung over his shoulder. "Hey Marcus," Kai said with a friendly nod. "Ever sparred before?" Marcus paused, his mop mid-swipe. "A long time ago," he said gently. "Well, how about one round?" Kai asked with a smile. "Just for fun." Marcus looked up at him. There was no malice in Kai's voice, just confidence. And curiosity. "You sure about that?" Marcus asked quietly. That made a few students snicker. Kai just chuckled. "I'll go easy on you." For the first time in years, Marcus stood fully upright, looked Kai in the eyes, and said, "All right then." The room buzzed with anticipation. Gloves were offered. A spare GI was handed over. Marcus politely declined the GI and walked barefoot onto the mat in his undershirt and work pants, his mop leaned carefully against the wall. He stood still. Calm. Almost too calm. Kai bounced on the balls of his feet, circling slowly. A few students pulled out their phones. Others whispered from the sides. It felt like a joke, a funny break from training. No one expected what came next. The moment the sparring match began, Marcus moved. But not like a janitor. Not even like a regular black belt. He moved like water, calm, fluid, yet impossibly precise. His first sidestep dodged Kai's jab before it fully extended. His counter, a lightning-quick palm strike, stopped inches from Kai's ribs. Not a blow, but a message, "I'm already inside your guard." Kai blinked. He reset, faster this time. A flurry of kicks followed, low, mid, spinning. Marcus blocked them all. Effortlessly. Then, without warning, Marcus stepped forward and landed a soft tap on Kai's shoulder. If he had followed through with force, it could have ended the match. The room went silent. No one laughed now. The phones stopped recording. Eyes widened. Kai's expression changed. The grin faded. Respect took its place. Who taught you?" he asked between breaths. Marcus smiled. Life. And a man named Sifu Glenn in 1978. You're serious? Kai asked, stepping back. Very. Kai bowed. Deeper than he ever had to a fellow student. Over the next 2 minutes, the sparring continued, not with cockiness, but with awe. Marcus didn't just defend. He danced. He read Kai's moves before they began. He didn't overpower, he outthought. He didn't attack, he enlightened. By the end, Kai's chest was heaving. Marcus hadn't broken a sweat. I yield, Kai said softly. Sir. The room, stunned and silent, erupted in claps. Some students stood. Others dropped their phones in disbelief. Not because Marcus had won, but because of how he had won. With grace. With humility. With a depth no one expected. After the match, Kai sat beside him. Why are you cleaning floors instead of teaching us? Marcus looked at his calloused hands. Because I made mistakes, he said. I fought in underground circuits. Got into trouble. Lost people I loved. After prison, no one wanted to hire me. Except the old owner here, Mr. Yamato. He gave me a mop and a second chance. I've been trying to earn it ever since. Kai said nothing for a moment. Then he stood, turned to the students watching, and announced, You've all been learning from me. But today, we witnessed a master. The next day, everything changed. Marcus was offered an assistant instructor role. He refused at first, shy and humble. I'm not looking for attention, he said. I just want to keep this place clean. But the academy insisted. Kai insisted. Not for the fame, he said. But because we need your wisdom. Slowly, Marcus began teaching, not full classes, but early morning sessions. Quiet ones. The students who showed up found not just techniques, but philosophy. Discipline. Respect. Forgiveness. Stories of Marcus spread across martial arts forums. The video. Just 30 seconds long, of him sparring Kai hit the internet like a wildfire. Not because of flashy moves, but because of the humility in Marcus's stance. The dignity in his silence. The power in his restraint. He didn't gloat. He didn't brag. He didn't ask for anything. And that made people listen. Soon, local schools invited him to speak. Parents brought their kids to train under him. Veterans nodded with recognition at his balance and bearing. He became a living lesson, not just in martial arts, but in life. One day, during a Q&A after a class, a student asked him, Sensei Marcus, what's the most powerful move you ever learned? He looked at the kid, smiled gently, and said, forgiveness. The room went still. He continued. Fighting can hurt. But forgiveness heals. It's the hardest form of strength I ever had to learn. It took me years. Years to forgive myself. And others. Another student asked, do you regret your past? Marcus nodded slowly. I regret the pain I caused. But not the lessons I earned. Those lessons brought me here. To you. Kai later told the academy in a heartfelt post, the greatest black belt I ever met wore boots and carried a mop. And in time, a plaque was placed near the front door of Crest Hill Martial Arts Academy. It read. Erupted. Honor isn't worn around the waist. It's carried in the heart. Marcus Jefferson. Because sometimes, the people we overlook carry the deepest wisdom. And all it takes is one moment, one spar, one question, to change not just how we see them, but how we see the world.